Well, now I think we're ready to start replacing these controls with our own. So let's go back to our document once again. And the very first thing I'm going to do is remove the controls attribute. I'll just delete it right out of the video tag. And without doing anything else, I'm going to save my changes. We'll go back and we'll refresh our document. You can see I still see the poster frame, but notice what's missing: all of the controls. We basically have a video here, and we don't have any means of playing it. So that's what we're going to do next, is hook up our buttons so that we can actually play and pause the video with our controls instead of the built-in ones. Of course, we're going to be using JavaScript for this. And the video API that's built into HTML5 now has some really easy functions that we can call in order to hook up controls. Obviously, we're most concerned about playing the video first, so let's set that button up as our first example. I'm going to go scroll down to the bottom where I've already included a couple of script tags for our JavaScript, and I'm just going to go in and add in a function. Now, we talked about being able to write functions before. I start off with the function keyword, and we give our function a name. I like them to be descriptive names, so I'm going to make my function play video. Notice I've used a capital letter on the V in video so that I didn't have any spaces in the name of my function, but it was also still easy for me to read and know what it was going to do. Our functions have parentheses, so I'm going to put that right after our function definition. And then we need a couple of grouping braces that will contain all the JavaScript statements that we want our function to execute. Now inside here, we're just going to call a function that will play our video, and it's a pretty easy one to remember since it's the play function. But we'll need to be able to specify the video that we want it to play. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my getElementById function to find the video. We start that off with document, and then we use a dot and follow that with our getElementById function call. And of course, the element we're looking for has an ID of video right here. So we'll just pop that right in. And of course, once we've acquired the element that we want to work on, all I do is continue with dot syntax. We follow it with a dot, and then we call the function we're looking for, which is simply the play function. And of course, we'll add parentheses for that function call and a semicolon to end the statement line. And now we've got a function that will play our video. We just need to get one of our buttons to execute the function for us. Well, we saw how to do that. We can add an event right to the attributes of our button. So let's go back in here, and I'll go right after the type declaration, and we'll add in an attribute for an onClick event. We'll set that equal to our function call, which is play video. Put the parentheses in. You can add a semicolon at the end of that line, and then close off the quotes, and our attribute's finished and ready to go. In fact, let's just save it, and let's go try it out. I'm just going to go to my document in the browser, refresh the page again, and this time I should be able to go to the play button control and click it, and there you can see that my video starts playback just like before. Of course, none of my other buttons work because we haven't set those up, so my video plays all the way through to the end. But we can fix that, so let's go back to our document. Setting up our play video function was pretty easy, and setting up the pause button is going to be just about the same. In fact, I'm just going to copy and paste what we did before. I'll copy the entire play function here, and paste it down below, and I'll use it to create another function called pause video. We'll just replace the word play with pause. Inside this function, we're also going to be going to get that video element, and this time we're just going to tell it to pause, and that function is just pause. Really easy. Now, of course, we need to hook it up to the button up here, so once again, I can probably do a little copy and paste. We need to add an onClick event to our pause button, so I'll just add that attribute in, and I'll simply have it call the pause video function instead of play video. Let's save our changes, and now we've got the first part of our control set working. I'm going to refresh the page, go back and click our play button to start the video up, and now I can just use the pause button to stop it at any point. Of course, play still works, and pause still works as well. So now we've got the first two custom controls set up.